in favor of Team 1. It was a fairly strong showing from them.
It was. Just getting into the operator bans, though, I feel like the first ban here, I know we've seen quite a lot from Liquid, but I feel it's going to be the Book or the Glaz here from them. But the Glaz seems unlikely since Bullet does play it. And so, yeah, we are going to see the Book coming out from Team Liquid. We really don't like it, but yeah, I guess it's just that's what they don't like. They don't like it. Team 1 going to be banning the Lion here, as is always against Liquid here. You cannot let Zig have that Lion, and they will ban it. But the defense bans have been a little bit more interesting in this lineup. So we've seen Liquid did ban out the Smoke last time. I think they're unlikely to do that this time, considering that they are staying in the defense. Team 1 potentially banning out the Mirror here, since they are staying on the attack.
No, they're going to lock down the Clash. So they have the choice. Obviously, they did just ban out Smoke, but he's generally less kind of powerful on this map. So it'll be interesting what they don't want to do their first 5 without.
They're going to do the Mirror. So Smoke will indeed be on the board. We're going to see that Thinker strategy that's honestly kind of played against Liquid there. I think that the whole kind of like Thinker buff, drop into the site and shoot the lads strategy worked much better for Team 1.
Yeah, it worked in their favor. They got complete control. They managed to lock it down, and they managed to move quickly. And it's not the most common strategy to see, especially when you're doing the drop down. Obviously, we've seen quite a few point A, point B rushes, get there as quickly as possible and put bullets in. But at the same time, hey, it came off once, be careful. But we are seeing currently both Blackbeard and Glaz from Team 1.
That's unlucky. Silence is going to unfortunately disconnect from the game. We're going to use Rainbow 1 here on Armory. I think might have a rehost here, unless Silence can reconnect in time like Nesk was able to do last time.
No, I guess we'll just watch. I want to just side note, all the people being banned recently is always very good. But it looks like I could not rejoin. And
that is unlucky.
You just don't like to see it, do you?
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it. But we will go anyway, maybe, theoretically, if it decides that could have actually completely railroaded the game. I hear some sounds.
I think we are going to have a rehost here, but kind of just waiting for Liquid to call for it. Looks like they'll just continue to play the game.
Yeah, you do only get 1 rehost as well per team. So
yeah, they're tactically saving the rehost until they really need it, like match point.
Yeah, rehost, break up, use it as your minute break. Use it as your minute recouping of your thoughts, since they remove the ability to pause matches.
For those who aren't aware as well, that Liquid have had quite a number of technical issues from their internet service provider, so we've had quite a few disconnects from them over the course of OGA. They are aware of that, and they are aware they only have 1 rehost per map regardless of that. So might become a factor here. Maybe they're experiencing a lot. But we're the same. We don't even need Silence. We can do this anyway.
It's pretty unfortunate because, again, they've played so pretty much consistently. Some of the best we've seen them playing in a while. Obviously, they've been very much on a roll in this tournament outside of games. So it's a shame that they're being hampered by a force that is arguably outside of their control.
But we are going to see Team 1 starting out on the attack with already 1-man advantage. Let's see how they put that to good use. And we'll see how it's going to go down. It's kind of interesting we're not seeing a Maestro or an Echo, and I kind of feel like the Echo is what Silence was supposed to play here.
Yeah, I think he was picked on the Echo before he disconnected, so it's a big loss because we've seen them use the Echo very effectively. Just even Shotgun Echo, we've seen Zig rolling, which is an absolute monster. I believe it got a 3K to close out their previous game, but you can see they're very quickly getting control of CCTV and getting control of that corner of the map to begin trying to push against Armory. GDN is moving up. Panico is covering the side. There goes the Thatcher. They have both the Glaz and Blackbeard watching over that doorway.
And they have quite a lot of control now as well. Smokes are going to go out. Nesty's just going to get the hell out of there. Sounds will manage to reconnect to the game. And just Liquid are pulling out of this entirely. Maybe Silence could get used to his coaching role here as he will move through onto that spectator role. You just see what he can do here to help out his team.
Now Zig is creeping around to his stairs, trying to find a little bit of a surprise attack here, and will completely get it. There's the Knife Eye Blacks. Get out of here. And that is a pretty big and easy take. Zig is going to rotate off and head back, ready to pounce on another unsuspecting enemy.
Great knife there from Zig to start off the round. It's going to be The rest of Team 1, though, do try and rotate around, try and bring this back into their favor. They've still got a lot of utility in the border here, and I'm glad to see the glance finally being brought out here. So we'll see how exactly that does go down. PSK is going to be playing the fairly long angle here, trying to put some smokes out, put some punishment down. Hugzor going to be flashing it out, make sure there's no ADS, but that is a really nice flashbang from him. He's not going to flash on, but Zig from below is going to find a nice kill to Ion. That's huge. That's the glass down already. Hugzor does manage to pick off Bullet, however. The rotates do come from Zig. It's in a 3v3 situation.
Zig is doing a lot of work right now just to throw, and there's a bit more work from Zig, locking down Panico. Arguably, he is destroying this round and doing everything he can. Finally put out of T1's misery by Hugzor, the Blackbeard, but it is now just pushing it, and the diffuser has gone down. Nesk and PSK locking off a 4 versus 5. We do not need the rehost.
Really nicely played here from Liquid as they managed to shut it down. But yeah, Zig doing a huge amount of work there, it seems.
Now, we will see how inarguably full strength Liquid does. You can see again. And it's weird to say you can see their internet suffering because they're getting like high 20s ping, but we're so used to seeing LATAM players on like 9 ping all the time.
Yeah, we definitely. Let's see how it goes down as we move into round number 2. We see a ventilation room and a workshop defense coming out from Liquid now, and there we go. Silence is going to be picking up that Maestro.
Yeah, good. Maestro and Echo and Smoke being brought to the table as well. Curious if they might pick off. We've seen them play a little bit of Castle, and Castle is pretty effective on this map on certain points as well. But no, it is Jackal Iblex that is going to swap out potentially with, obviously, they've doubled up on the Blackbeard Glaz as well again.
I mean, also, Nesk being played on the Valkyrie, he's commonly known as one of the better Valkyrie players across the Latin America region, if not the world.
Definitely.
So we'll see how he does with that role, as we'll see round number 2 getting underway here. But despite Team 1 having a 4v5 advantage straight from the get-go in that round, they were unable to bring it in.
No, again, we've said Zig was hunting down below, and we've seen, to be fair, out of a lot of players who kind of show up when they need to, Zig is definitely one of them.
Yeah, definitely. Nesk, he knows there's a drone up there, but he can't quite see it. Ooh, man. Very nice from Nesk. Does manage to take the drone off the board from Panico. And, I mean, it's very important to look at where the free play drones are going at from the attackers and which of those are managed to get destroyed from the defenders, because if you're losing drones in the preparation phase, then you're not really doing your job.
Yeah, drone economy, hold on to drones. It's always the big mistake that you see a lot of players do, is you don't realize that your drone is one of the best utilities you have. That pre-round drone, you don't need to throw it in, and it's always the big mistake that you see a lot of kind of players make when you're starting to learn the kind of higher levels of this game is, please keep your drones, hold on to your drones, set it up in places that you might rotate, set it up where you're going to need information when you're moving through the map, not in the setup phase.
Definitely. Let's see how it is going to go through. And we do see a fairly top-heavy defense coming out here from Liquid, although having said that, they're not bringing a castle for this, which tends to be fairly normal for them.
Yeah, Castle, as we said, is very good on this point and very effective. There's places where Castle is, especially, to be fair, actually, with the shots that we've seen recently in LATAM, Castle has a very high pick rate in this region as well. But Liquid is one of those teams that just don't really run him much, it seems.
Candel's already going to go out from Iblex. That is going to land right on top of Bullet, and he's going to go right on down. Iblex takes it down. Those drones are going to start coming ahead. Great Candela usage coming out there as Nesk rotate through into security rooms to see what he can do here. I'm going to rotate around outside. Panico going to go for the drones, and not looking too good for Team 1 right now. They've got their entry, but they haven't really been able to successfully deal with these Romans. Yeah, oh, Ness is going to drop power, just drops GDN, but gets dropped himself by Ion at close range. But that's the Thermite gone. That is a huge pick for Liquid.
Yeah, and yet again, that's the second Team 1 operator taken off by just being on drones, and a Team Liquid player just getting advantage. Panico almost putting some bullets, but is getting aggressively pushed by Zig, who is not letting that fight go.
Yeah, he just will not give Panico a break there. It all takes him down. The Echo pushing all the way to the front door as Iblex will finally shut down Zig. And it's going to be a 3v2, so there is a man advantage to Team 1 here as we move into the final minute of the round. And and they are able to try and bring this in. But we've still got silence on the Maestro, and we've still got PSK on the smoke. So if you have any two operators on the site, you want to hold it down, this is definitely the two. The Candles are going to go out, but silence is going to drop Iblax. Great shot from the Maestro coming out. It turns into a 2v2. Silence going to try and drop another way. He does so. Hoaxdog goes down. Great performance from Silence. It's all down to Ion. He does have one smoke grenade left remaining. Can use this utility to his advantage. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Ion will rotate through and sees what he can do here. Exactly. NS is going to go out, but Silence with a 3K. Drops Ion with a headshot. And Liquid take round number 2. Silence the coach really showing up for this round.
I was going to say, you can see the Silence. I don't think he got many kills in the previous map at all. I think it was only about 2 or 3 by the end of it. But hey, he is making up for that now with that beautiful, beautiful 3K there. Still at the bottom of the board, though, sadly.
Because he was out at the first round, of course.
Ah, yes, he was. He was unfortunate. He didn't need to be there. He sat out. He let them go. You play this one without me. And then he shows up and gets a 3K and reminds them, hey, I'm the coach here.
Yeah, definitely doing very well with that. We'll see how it goes down as we move into round number 3. Liquid looking very, very good here on border. Kind of surprising considering that this is Team 1's map pick.
Hey, anything can happen in LATAM. That's definitely something that we have learned. But we go to Customs and Supply Room as the third point on the first floor. And again, no castle bought here as well.
Still, though, they are bringing the Maestro, something that they didn't do at all last map, which I'm glad to see they are bringing the Maestro this time. So we'll see how it is going to go down, as Liquid are going to be holding down onto Custom Supplier. Now, this one is a pretty hard one to hold down, just because it tends to be fairly top-heavy. And you see there is being a lot of investment here from Liquid into that top site defense. But you can also kind of hold this from servers as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of possibilities for it to play into their playstyle. And I think, again, something we've said about Liquid is their ability to move around a map and their ability to have a lot of confidence in not only their movements, but being able to pick up frags and just keep moving really shows. Silence with the outside Maestro there.
Very aggressive Maestro coming out from him, but that is going to make the CCTV hold that much easier, considering there's no sledge on the board at all from Team 1. But there is, of course, Zofia, and that's going to be able to take that Maestro cam off. But that's still having Zofia having to use this utility and having to get her to rotate around and all this, that, and the other. That's going to take time, and that is time that Team 1 just do not have to waste.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to bait them into the fight. Because to be fair, even when they go on it, we've seen jump outs and run outs from that side as before. Looks like, obviously, Silence is going to be playing CCTV pretty aggressively. The drone is nearby. It also looks, yeah, they are. Hugzord and GDN are both trying to drone down. Bullet has the option to rotate, but they are all stacking up around that CCTV attack.
Yeah, they are stacking around for it indeed. And I'm kind of thinking that utility should start to come out about now. It's looking very slow for Team 1 at the moment. Surely we should start to see utility coming out from them. There is vertical play being held here from PSK on that doorway, so there's still a lot of potential here for them to hold it down, but it's going to be Nesk who just peeks out 90, takes down Iron with the first kill of the round. Beautiful pick from Nesk.
Yeah, taking the glass at range, that's a Nesk thing, but you saw the run out there from Zig. Still cannot be stopped until he gets shot, that is, but he can't be stopped from running out, and at least picks up Hugzord, and that is the Glaz and the Blackbeard off the table.
Great early picks coming out from Liquid indeed. That's a huge amount of utility off the board here for Team 1. They're really going to have to try and bring it in just a little bit. They've only managed to down Nesk. Let's see if they can try and take some more kills on the board here. It's not looking too good right now. See that Nesk is going to slowly rotate up. He's actually going to go for the run out, but doesn't manage to catch Iblax. Doesn't manage to damage him just a little tiny bit there. Panico does rotate into the break room, and Thermite does manage to take down Bullet. GDM with a double kill. Fragmite takes down Silence, and Bullet looking much, much better now for Team 1.
So they have vertical control, and they have CCTV. All of those drop downs generally seem to be open as well. But again, they're still just so concerned of that Liquid push and that Liquid rotate. They've got to start moving quickly. 30 seconds. PSK is ready with the shotgun to get any potential drop downs. They're being pinged. All the information is being fed to them, but both Nesk and PSK are just waiting to catch those drops. We did see I believe the Zephyr fall down into the point. And again, they're still droning it out. 15 seconds to get the diffuser down. It looks like they're going for the plant on the A point.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to try and drop down. Now 5 seconds left to go on the clock. Blast is going to go down to PSK. Beautiful pick from him. Nest pieced it out, takes down Panico, and there's no time left. But GDN is going to try and plant the diffuser down anyway. Does so successfully, but Nest runs out the front door, takes it down with a headshot. And Team Liquid take their 3rd consecutive round on board.
Well, that was very well played. Again, Liquid said they have just turned up to this board. They are very much, they're aggressive. They're not letting Team 1 get any comfort in either their push or their hold of this map so far.
Doing very well with it indeed. Let's see how it goes down as we move through further now into round number 4. And yeah, very dominant defense so far from Liquid.
What can Team 1 bring out? Obviously, we head back to Armory Lockers and Archives. There was some very good early peaks here and early picks, but at the same time, this is a Liquid that's getting more and more aggressive, more and more familiar. Silence is swapping onto the Vigil. They've got the Jaeger, Smoke, Bandit, and Valkyrie. This time, no Maestro. Yeah, no Echo either.
Interesting that Silence could be playing the Vigil this time, but no, he's going to 6-pick that onto the Mute. Would expect him to have done that. Although, yeah, it is interesting there is no Maestro this time. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But we can see that Team 1 at least trying to change what's broken there. It's dropped out the Blackbeard for the first time. Glaz is still in the lineup, but they've got Jackal from Hogsword back.
Yeah, so good bit of smoke usage coming out here from Team 1, surely. So then they were definitely lacking in last time, despite the fact there was basically no Maestro from Liquid. Something I also want to point out is there's no Capital.
No Capital. Obviously, we've seen them do some pretty good quick pushes, generally as a team as well. But so far, it seems before they can even really set themselves up, Liquid is starting to pull them apart. And that really seems to throw a stick through the spokes of Team 1's attack, regardless of how much smoke they seem to have left or how much they actually want to use. But Zig, so far this game, has really just been lighting up.
Yeah, him and Silence are definitely being able to show up this game. Let's see how they do as we move further into these rounds. And I'm still very interested to see what's going to happen when we see the reverse of the situation and we see Liquid on the attack instead.
Yeah, obviously, so far, it would not surprise me if they ended up this as a 5-0. They are very much in control of just the pacing and the pressure of how this map is playing out. And even when they were a man down twice, they seem to have shown no panic and no fear. And it's really just playing into their playstyle.
Yeah, looking pretty good for them indeed. We are going to get through into round number 4's action phase now. We'll see exactly how Liquid hold on to all of this. As you see lots of intel from them in forms of cameras. We actually see a bulletproof cam there on half.
I think that might be the first bulletproof cam I've seen.
No, it's definitely not. There was one last round on Attic on the far side.
Yeah. Well, it's the first ones I've seen today, at least in terms of those are the first ones I've seen. But it's nice to see. It's nice to see them again pushing out utilities, obviously changing how they want to play and changing how they want to hold as they start to try to close down from the CCTV side as well. Yeah, again, they're not pushing inside yet. They haven't started to get internal control. They haven't started to get any control of any rooms, and Zig is just waiting and meeting not far away from at least one operator on a drone. But last time Zig found a single operator on a drone, it was a knife in the back.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see smokes are going to start coming out here from Team 1, trying to make their way slowly but surely in through onto Armory. Surprisingly, you're really not concentrating on trying to open up this wall just yet. Are going to finally get that bandit charge off the Armory wall. Looks like they're going to try and get in here just a little bit, opening the vertical line, but Nesk with yet another first pick and yet again onto the glass.
Oh, that is Glaz taken out of the equation. Hogsword does shut down Nesk, who was trying to peek through the smoke that popped off as well. Ion creeping up metal stairs, gonna try to just go right through the center. Zephyr is watching any potential rotations from Zig. They're starting to catch on to his tricks now as Ion gets pushed back from the smoke. And Zig finds GDN with the C4, and that is the thermite off the board.
Great nitros coming out from Zig constantly here as it turns into a 3v4. Ion not looking too good though, and he will be executed by Silence. as it turns into a 2v4. Now, smokes are going to start going out from Hogzod as the LMG covering fire comes out, but they can't find the entry kill. Niblax is going to be hopping over onto the half wall. The smokes are covering his advance, but Hogzod goes down. Now all into the hands of Iblax. Now, just going to be holding down pre-fire and just trying to see what he can do in terms of kills. Here goes to the hip fire, but no, Zig with the knife takes him down. Team Liquid so far flawless on defense.
Zig is collecting scalps today.
Doing very well indeed with that. Absolutely beautiful plays coming out from Zig across the board so far, but Team Liquid with a very dominant overall defense.
We go to Vent now, and we find ourselves on their final defense. Obviously, as we said, with the way they're playing, it would not be surprising for them to pull a 5-0. They have seemed very dominant.
They have seemed very dominant indeed. Team 1 really just not using their utility very effectively here to get in, and unable to shut down really any of the roamers, especially Zig, who's just had an absolute whale of a time.
Yeah, they just have not looked like they've ever really had map control. They haven't had control of even places that aren't specifically towards the point or relevant towards the point. They're setting everything up externally and hoping to maybe get one room and then the push, which, to be fair, can work. But it isn't working. It isn't working for them at all at the minute, and they've got to start thinking, well, how can we try and cut off their rotation, their movement? Maybe we should try and catch the bravery of Zig off before he does what he's doing, which is just catching us off.
Interestingly, Sans could be bringing the Frost here. We've seen a couple of Frost plays from Liquid so far. How do you think that's worked out?
I mean, we've seen it completely stop the role of Team 1 before through showers. Obviously, you said if they had a Zephyr or an Ashe or something to be able to just drop that kind of clump of shield, barbed wire, and Frost, it would have been good. And to be fair, Frost is one of those operators where if you get caught, it's the common thing is that you've been outskilled if you get caught in a Frost trap. That's what gets typed in most chats. So you shouldn't really get it, but what it does do is it kind of makes you hesitant. And bringing hesitation to a team that is already suffering is just another staple of Liquid's game.
Yeah, I think we're going to be through now into round number 5. We'll see exactly how it's going to go down, but Intel has been the name of the game so far from Liquid, and they've been doing pretty well with it so far. I mean, having yokai drones and really good place Valkyrie cameras from Nesk has constantly put a thorn in the side of Team 1 and has allowed Liquid to keep up this aggression on the road. Yeah,
definitely. It's something that they've done really, really well. They've just had so much kind of, as I said, confidence and control. When you've got confidence and you've got control, you can be cataclysmic in the amount of damage you can do to the opponents. Again, you can see Thermite's drone battling with the Echo Ion, looking for a way in, drops the Valk, but there is still an Echo drone in there as well, so they will know every movement being made. They're gonna hunt down the Ashe. Zig, again, you see it, feeding information, feeding that info to the rest of the team, and Ion has to pull back, can't get control, can't stay comfortable.
We'll see how it goes down, as Zig's Echo drone still gonna remain alive. Panico just can't find him through the wall, but Bullet will manage to find Ion. The nice headshot takes down the Ashe already. Liquid not looking too good now, as Bullet will manage to get traded out. But, I mean, Jaeger for an Ashe, that's like the same person.
It's seeing double as well as what it is. Jaeger Ashe mains in the chat crying about it. But we can see now Silence feeding a bit more information. Obviously, bringing the IQ is a good idea. You know that they've been doing well on information. You know they've had Maestros, they've had Valkyries, they've had Echoes. Iblax now takes down Zig as well. That is the Echo off the board, so that is a very good take. Nesk waiting for this push on the front door from the Zephyr. Instead, going to push around to the southern side, not going to go directly to point. And again, this is something that I've said, they needed more control. Nesk! There's a lot you could say about that run out.
Honestly, it was a really good play from him. I mean, to rotate around like that, but he will go down for it to a Claymore coming out there. This will be all into the hands of Silence in a 1v4. He's got this extended barrel Frost, and he takes down one with it. There goes Iblax. He tries to find another, but no. Hogzod takes it down from the hatch. Team 1 finally find a round. Finally on the board here. Take round number 5, and we'll move through onto the defense.
Well, if there's a round to take, it's normally the last one's the best one, because then at least you can get yourself a little bit of momentum when you change the sides and get yourself in a little bit of a, okay, we've done one, we've just got to do a few more. Unfortunately, Liquid We're going to have to call for a rehost here. There has been another disconnect. That's when they're saving their tactical rehost for. The swapping of the sides.
Halfway point, yeah.
It's all a ploy. So we'll swap back to the cameras.
Let's get right back into it.
So for those who somehow missed the first half, it is the exact half-time. Round 6, Team 1 are taking their first defense, and Team Liquid are taking their first attack. And as we've said, they're one map down, but this map is very much looking like theirs.
Yeah, no, they've been doing pretty well so far. I think the coordination from Liquid has definitely stepped up since the first map. Silence has definitely stepped up in this map quite a lot as well, but I think the man of the hour has definitely been Zig.
Oh, yeah. Zig is very much someone, as we said, if the times look rough, Zig can really just pull a team up and kind of get behind him. And the plays that he's been making on the defense were very much influential, I think is the best word to kind of throw there. But can that translate to the attack? The fabled fragmite.
Yeah, we'll see how it does go through. But I think this is also going to define if this has really been defend decided or if this is more about how Liquid have played this so far. I don't know. We'll find out, but I feel like the bans do favor the defenders just a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the consistent argument is obviously what team is comfortable with what bans. And obviously, when you start to see regions where you'll often get interesting bans and kind of less surprising bans, but I think LATAM is definitely a region that likes to target ban more than other regions.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think Liquid definitely have more sort of map-orientated bans, but the time that they've seen them ban Book recently has definitely been interesting. That's definitely affected the dynamic here just a little bit. That's going to be throwing some black eyes outside of the south side there, and we'll see exactly how well they utilize this utility coming out here. Liquid starting their attack.
Panico waiting to get those picks. Now this is generally Liquid. We're getting some very early picks against the approaching Team 1 as well. Didn't do it every round, but did it enough rounds to give them food for thought. And it looks like Team 1 want to replicate that. Obviously, we saw a lot of Valkyries, a lot of information going down outside. It's very, very effective. Nesk sees the Maestro just going to edge out of its sight lines. They can't give too much information, but again, how long Panico is going to hold this. GDN is there to back up in meetings as well. Hogsword again watching underneath some very nice little spots there, but Panico is going to find himself under a little bit of more pressure here as they start to break through east stairs. But again, you see the information being gathered by those Valk cams.
Yeah, of course, Silence did actually manage to drone out Panico here, so I'm really surprised that he is still holding down this angle, because all it would take is just PSK to just put a Capital Ball in that corner, and Panico is probably going to die. Bullet is going to be opening up, but Panico, what a shot! Takes down Zig. That's already the Thermite gone. What was that?
Yeah, that was not the greatest play, I think, coming into that. As you said, they droned it out. They had Bullet and Nesk now stacked up on east stairs. They could have done a lot just to even put a bit of pressure on Panico, force him out of the corner before you push up. He took some bullets, but he braved them out. And if you can brave out bullets to pick off a Thermite, then that's not a great place to be in. But Bullet with a beautiful take against iBlacks.
Yeah, speaking of bullets, Bullet will manage to pick up one of his own. It's going to be Valkyries goes down, but still looking really good for Team 1. I mean, that Thermite going down is really going to make a much more linear attack here for Liquid. Makes it much easier for Team 1 to shut down, despite the fact that they did get a pick, and Nest does manage to pick up Panico. But again, still not looking too good for Liquid.
A beautiful frag there, especially as the diffuser carrier and often the planter is Zig. So they'll have to obviously rotate that rollout, rotate that job out, and come up with their plan B. Hogsword finds Nesk, however. That's a big trade. The Ying off the table as well, so that's going to make this linear push even harder. They're doing very good picks here. Granted, they still have the Maestro, they still have the smoke on the board. Losing Lesion isn't the greatest, but those are still two very, very late game influential ops to have on the board.
Yeah, two pretty late game ops indeed. We have GDN still holding it down, and just the fact that he has 3 smokes still, he'll be able to put them all down is definitely going to affect the round here. Ion takes down Bullet, and all the smokes coming down, there's just no ability to push at all. But it's going to be the push from Silence, just try and plant the diffuser down. Can't get it down just yet. GDN takes him out. Push comes from PSK, but GDN shuts it down. Team 1 take round number 6.
Yeah, I think, as you said, that pick against the Thermite really set the tone for that round. The fact that it went unanswered, they knew exactly where Lesion was, and yet they still couldn't do enough and still went for it, even with so much stacked up nearby. You put that down in the missed playbook, I think, and you kind of shake it off and you go on to the next point. Obviously, there's still 2 rounds ahead as we head into Vent and Workshop, and I believe for the first time today, Castle.
Not the first time today we've seen a Castle.
On this map?
On this map,
On this map. That's what I meant to say. The words that my brain thought were on this map. It's the first time we've seen Castle. But no, we did see him on the previous one. Blackbeard is being brought out again on this map. Thermite, Ash, Capitao, and Twitch. And again, you did say before, it's surprising we haven't seen too much Capitao on this map.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad to see a lot more of it being brought here. Although, really surprised that there's no Glads coming out here from Liquid.
They haven't utilized him a huge amount during this tournament, at least. Obviously, when they've played him well, but I think most teams nowadays, they kind of have a good Glads player in their pocket. They have a good Glads player as a minimum. Some of them obviously have great Glads players, and some of them you just have nightmarishly good Glads players, but it doesn't really, Liquid just don't really run it too much. And whether that's...
Bullet runs a decent amount of Glads, but the thing is that I can't understand his choice here of going Twitch when there's no mirror and they have plans to take down ADSs. I mean, I don't know. I just can't understand the Twitch pick here over the Glads.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, I was wrong. I know Bullet plays a lot of Glads. I don't know why I said I didn't really, because he's a good Glads player as well. But you're right. I mean, you do kind of question. It's always the thing when you see a choice like Twitch, because to be fair, we've seen the F2 be deadly, but we've seen it be deadly when you've got a lot of other stuff to do. What are they going to utilize this Twitch drone against? Because we know, obviously, that there wasn't a huge amount for you to kind of pick off with those drones. They've got the bandit charges, sure, but what are you going to be trying to break through? Where are you going to be trying to take those? Are you going to be backing up your thermite with this decision? But no, Bullet is currently now playing downstairs from Pedestrian.
Yeah, he's going to be playing downstairs indeed, but Team 1 still having a pretty good hold so far. There's no picks either side yet. Liquid are going to start to drone out everything as they do. And that's going to be opening up where he can, as Bullet does manage to make his way through into Passport.
Yeah, they're going to start to slowly push in. Now you can see Panico is kind of playing that metal stairs, bottom of metal stairs connector. Hogsword is on point as well. They're seeming to try to want to clear out the southeast metal and push across as well. Nesk finds GDN, and Panico is going to start tearing down their own defenses. Doesn't have any impact, so can't open up that connecting wall there if they wanted to, but they're just trying to hold officers for as long as possible.
They're just trying to hold on to it where they can. Lots of drones are going to be coming out now from Liquid to see what they can do here. But Team 1 still looking to hold on quite well. But GDN going down early is not going to help things. But Ion taking down Nesk definitely is. Ash going down this early, not a huge utility pick, but a pick nonetheless.
So PSK is starting to swing in at the same place where they were, where the Zig was picked off before. Ion gets dropped upstairs though. You can see Zig with the diffuser playing on AC. The Twitch drone potentially getting information. Ion has dropped down to get picked up by Hogsword. That's why you keep those open, but it does kind of hand over the control. Bullet so almost got the frag there on Ion.
Almost. Smoke, but no cigar coming through just yet. As it be a 4v4 situation, but Ibla's going to quickly turn it into a 4v3. Looking very good for him. Takes down PSK and Capital off the board. That's basically all the plant pushing coming through here from Liquid. Shut down, but Zig just managed to trade it right on back to Hogsword. Silence just wanders into the site with the Legion Mine stuck in his foot. Takes it all down and tries to move into the site. Gets control. And it's going to be Panic who takes down Silence. Easy as that. I'm really not sure what Silence's plan was there.
Yeah, he kind of drifted in there a little bit confused. I don't think he expected to meet that little kind of resistance. But again, 15 seconds left. Liquid's timing on this hasn't been great so far. Pre-fires, but Ion is there to pick up the frag. Bullet gets Panic over. iBlack's locks off Bullet as well.
Team 1 with another pretty good defense coming out from them this time. Yeah, wow, 3 angles. There was no way that Twitch was getting out of that. Bullet will get shut down. And we'll move into round number 8, and Team 1 do start to close down that boundary.
Seems like Liquid are struggling to find their feet very quickly on this map. They're both rounds so far. There's only been about 15 seconds left for them, and they've still got a couple of operators up, but they're trying to get the plant done. They're trying to get the push down, and when you leave yourself that little amount of time, it becomes kind of shaky, I think is the nicest way of putting it.
Kind of shaky?
A little bit loose. Loosey-goosey. But Bandit, Smoke, Castle, Maestro, Elysian going to be holding Bathroom Tellers for the first time today.
I just think there's been poor utility usage on the attack from both sides here. I mean, we haven't really seen many Candelas go off. We haven't really seen Capital Bolts go down from PSK too much. It's getting to the point where they're wanting to put the utility down, but they're just waiting for the prime opportunity, but then the push comes through. But then operators start to die, and then it all starts to go wrong, and they never really get the chance to put the utility down. And I think I know why Bullet took Twitch during that last time, and I thought I was going to be able to explain it well, but then Silence is playing Thatcher this round, and I thought that Bullet was playing Twitch so that he could get rid of Bandit batteries because they didn't have a Thatcher because of Silence is playing Blackbeard, but now Silence is playing Thatcher and Bullet's still playing on Twitch rather than switching to the glass.
It's a modern day mystery. It's a modern day mystery that hopefully together we will solve as the round goes on. But they have enough faith in it to try it again. They're going to bring it. Obviously, as you said, the use of utility, when it comes off for Liquid, it seems very smooth. Obviously, we've seen Nask use those Candelas very well. Zig as well with the Thermite charges, Tex and Dynamite. But at the same time, also, as you've said, when they get picked off, they begin to shut down. Their attack seems to kind of just completely stop. And you know, we've seen some good Plan A, Plan B usage before from Team 1, but Liquid, when the Plan A starts to fail, it becomes a little bit clutchy at straws.
Well, they're just going to rush all the way in. Utility's going to go down immediately, and Zig is going to get away with a plant immediately. No reaction coming out from Team 1. GDN take down Zig, but they're going to have to try pretty hard to try and recover the diffuser now. It's going to be a 5v4. There's lots of potential for run out, but lots of potential for Liquid to try and take this now. As the diffuser is planted, and Iblax is going to try and go for it with a little bit of diffuser. Panico runs out. He does manage to pick one, but Bullet and PSK do manage to clean up house and leave it all into the hands of Panico. Now not looking too good for Team 1. And it's a 1v3. Panico moves in for the retake here. Doesn't look out the window just yet. He's all over the place. He's trying to desperately find Bullet. Does manage to find him to 1v2. He goes for the diffuser, but he doesn't have the time. He'll just jump out, but PSK takes it down, and that's going to be map point, Team Blue.
All out of time. You know, there's always a point where you expect that kind of rush. I think it normally happens about once a map, that kind of quick rush now, I think, is generally what we've been rolling on. It wasn't the most predictable lineup to do that rush with the Thatcher and the Twitch, but hey, it worked.
Yeah, it did work indeed. Really good utility usage this time from Liquid. I mean, they kind of realized that they weren't moving quick enough, so why not move just at the speed of light and just get all the way in there, deploy all your utility, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But they've really caught Team 1 off guard with that one, and looking pretty good for them now. But it's going to be an Armory Lockers defense now. And this is now going to leave it into Team 1's hands, I think, because now they're going to be able to go Armory Lockers. If they win this, then they can go to another strong defense of Ventilation Workshop, and if they win that, they take this to overtime, and then maybe it's going to be a bit of a coin flip here.
Potentially. Obviously, 5-3 we're on match point, but we were on 4-1 a few rounds ago, so they are generally playing to their favor. We'll have to see what they can pull out, what tricks they can pull out of the back. But we've got, for the first time, Twitch has been dropped. Bullet is bringing the Ash. This time, they have the Capital, they have the Ying, they have that ability to lead that push. I would be surprised if they did anything similar to the previous round, but at the same time, we're seeing obviously the Maestro and the Echo, which is just a very, very solid amount of information and planted on.
Definitely, let's see how it does go through. As we'll see Team 1 defending Armory Lockers, which was a very successful defense for them before.
Yeah, they've won Armory Lockers very without much pressure. They obviously got that early pick against the Thermite, and from then on it was just kind of downhill in Liquid's house.
Yeah, definitely. See how it goes through. But again, Liquid have definitely struggled here on the attack and just trying to get their utility down. I mean, Team 1 definitely did as well. Border tends to be one of those maps where if you see utility go down, it doesn't generally get wasted.
Yeah, that's the thing. They seem to be very precise with it. They seem to know when they want to do it, when they want to move with it. I mean, it's one of those things, it's one of those arguments about how well a team utilizes. And to be fair, even one of the big things about Liquid was a lot of people said they based a lot of their kind of, during the Lion era, they were unstoppable. That was what they kind of based the game around, and that was when they were at the strongest. And that is the definition of using and moving.
And Silence is going to be pushing through onto this east stairs. He hears that Q-Mine go down. He's going to be holding the run out where it comes through. Panico going to be rotating all the way through into offices, however, just holding it all down. And this is a very, very slow push coming out here from Liquid.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not kind of feeding themselves to Panico this time. Obviously, Bullet and Panico have had a little bit of a back and forth, but no one's taken too much, watching the very long angles. But again, at this time, they know he's there and they're not going for it. Panico could get a very nice take here against the Thatcher, creeping out, and there it is with only the single, almost got the double. Panico got silenced, Bullet got Panico, and Nesk and PSK at the meantime picking up frags, but Bullet is exceptionally low now.
Very, very nice coming out there from Nesk. Just managed to shut it all down, and the execute comes through very nicely as well. But we've still got plenty of utility on the board here from Team 1 to be able to shut this plant down as it starts to come through. But 1 minute left remaining on the clock. Still lots of time here for Liquid to try and burn out all of this utility from the defense and push through accordingly. GDN rotates to Halfwell, but they're going to know he's there. PSK realized he rotated, but there's still Echo drones on the board here from Iblex.
Yeah, they have 45 seconds. There's plenty of time to formulate. They have a lot of good push utility on the board. GDN actually saw someone a second ago. Iblex finds Zig. In the meanwhile, GDN drops PSK as well. This has suddenly become a 2 versus 2. You can see they're creeping up metal stairs as well. It is the Ash that is exceptionally injured, but GDN is waiting and ready, and there is the pick. Suddenly a 2 versus 1. It is all down to Nesk with no Candelas left.
No Candelas on the board, but he does have the diffuser in hand. Will slowly creep around, sees one, but it can't take him down. Iblex takes down Nesk, and that's going to be putting Team 1 within striking distance to bring this into overtime.
5-4, that is the Armory, and we go down to Fen. Another point that Team 1 won.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty good now for Team 1 to bring this in just a little bit, but it's just all come down to this. Ventilation was admittedly a very, very good defense for them. It did come down to that 3v1, but I think there was a lot of big mistakes that came from Liquid, and again, a lot of that does come down to utility usage, but there was that point where there was Silence on the Blackbeard who just kind of wandered into Workshop and didn't really know where he was looking at, what he was supposed to be doing, and he just went down quickly, and I think that really sums up Liquid's attack there.
Yeah, it was. I think he was surprised to remember where he was at that point, but for the first time we are seeing Dokebi today, or in this map at least. We've got Zofia, Capitao, Ash, and Zig, potentially 6 picking off the Thermite.
Zig is actually going to be 6 picking onto the Jackal, and the last time we saw no hard breacher from Liquid, it did not end very well for them. And I gotta admit, I'm honestly not a fan of this strategy, especially with how that Team 1 have defended this so far.
Yep, obviously they still have the Bandit to back up reinforced walls that won't be threatened. This is now they're going to be very clear about how they're going to take it, whether they're going to have a little bit of speed against them. Obviously, they've got the Zofia, they've got the Capitao, they've got the Ash to lead this. They can combine this with a Call at the same time. The Jackal to hunt down any potentials upstairs as well. They have a... I mean, it's anyone's guess the speed at which they're going to start moving against this.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to get through now. It is, of course, still map point here to Liquid. Just one successful attack could be the difference here. And fairly good for them. Let's see how it does go through. As not looking too good for Team 1, though. But, I mean, they have pretty good successful defenses so far on this site. But I think that Liquid have started to gain control over what they want to do here. And with this operator lineup, I'm kind of thinking they're just going to push through the front door and just try and go for a plant onto ventilation.
We said we only normally see it once per map, but we're 30 seconds in and Panico has already shut down Nesk. They are stacking up against that kind of main entrance there. Ion's pinging it, saying this is where it was, this is where they're coming from, and obviously that has instantly kind of slowed them down. They lost the Nesk Ash, which is a big loss, but here comes the smokes. They're going straight into B, but Ion picks off Zig whilst going for the plant from above. The call's going off, but oN is just tearing through them.
Beautiful picks coming out from iON there from above. Silence could have traded right on back, but GDN takes down Bullet. All into Silence's hands now. It's all down to the subs versus Coach. Let's see how it's going to go through Silence. It's going to be still having one logic bomb in his back pocket. Pull out the SMG-12. Runs all the way into the hallway. Can't find a fight. Hoaxlord takes it down. Team 1 take round number 10, and we'll bring this into overtime.
You question a lot about that round. Obviously, vertical control is so powerful on that point, and we saw it. iON just tore through them as soon as they stepped into the point and anywhere near the point. It was just easy pickups. And then when the first kill was got from Nesk, just pinged the information, said they're pushing this way, they're coming this way, and then they pushed this way anyway. They went for it anyway.
Yeah, they did. Let's see how it does go through as we move into the first round of overtime, and we see Team 1 starting on the defense. So looking pretty preferable for Team 1 to actually try and take this now as they go through for yet another ventilation room and workshop defense.
Yeah, well, we'll obviously see if they can keep it up. They're going for the Ash Capital Ying Thermite Sledge. They at least currently, I say, have the Hard Destructor, and they will keep the Hard Destructor, but it is Silence bringing the Thermite and the Diffuser this time.
Defenders
They're
protect
going
your
to move
bomb.
on to a little bit more of a fragging role, it seems. And it's quite literally as well, having those frag grenades. So we'll see how that works out for him. But Team 1 looking pretty strong so far. Kind of surprised they're not bringing a Maestro here, although we haven't really seen that too preferable for Team 1 so far.
No, they haven't really enjoyed bringing it. On this map, at least, obviously, they've been very comfortable with kind of being a bit more solid in the setup in terms of, obviously, they've bought Castle almost every round. They've just kind of been comfortable with their controls. I say solid. At the same time, the holes that we've seen Panico opening to keep sight lines, the movements doing, have been just very sturdy. It seems like it's one of those teams and plays where you can kind of tell the tactics they're running, but they're working very well.
Attackers are moving
Very well indeed. Let's see how it does go down as we see Team 1 defending onto a ventilation workshop. Kind of surprisingly, rather than Armory and Archives. But, you know, this can be kind of a surprise time. We often do say that it is a fairly similar defense to Armory Archives.
Yeah, arguably, you've still got to keep control of these same points. You can see iON is already holding that angle, the same one before. As I said, what we're seeing very playbook plays, but at the same time, Liquid has completely broken in, finds the first frag against Hoaxlord, and they're going for speed again. Panico drops Bullet.
Yeah, going for speed, but it's going to be shut down immediately. Panico and GDN clean up house. Beautifully done by Team 1, already completely shutting down Liquid's advance. And look at the amount of dead bodies in the bathroom there.
It's just, you don't want to see that in any bathroom.
No, I mean, that would be very much against health and safety inspections, I suppose.
Round 12, we go into 6-5, bought back from a 4-1. They were very much teetering on the edge of losing, and now they are teetering on the edge of knocking Liquid out of the tournament completely.
GDN has done so well in this second half, but yeah, 8 for 2, and don't forget, that's not all the stats so far that we've had. We did have a first half as well. Doesn't carry the kills over from that, but we're going to get through now into overtime match point, and finally, we are going to see the Glaz being brought here from Team 1.
Yeah, obviously they were stacking Glaz and Blackbeard a little bit before, and again, their attack rounds did not look good. And it was at the point where it looked very much like Liquid were running away with the map, but then at the same time, since that rehost, since that middle ground, it's just been a completely different game.
No, it has been a completely different game indeed. Let's see how it does go down. Let's see how the defense is going to come through. Sorry, Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid's defense.
Orange and blue, very similar colors.
They are. It's we need bigger indicators in this.
Yeah, so it's looking more perfect for Liquid to be on this now. Let's see how it does go down. And I mean, like, it was a good defense from Team 1. There's no doubt about that. But PSK is the man with the golden gun, it seems.
And
5 seconds to
you can see, obviously, I mean, we look at kind of statistics and we look at how they played this map, and it's a 4-1-4-1. You can't kind of write that split off, but again, and we haven't seen it so much on the first map, but on this map, momentum is such a big thing, and there is Zig setting the tone for how they want to hold this. Drops Ion again in the opening 10 seconds. Panico looking for any potential return there whilst firing, wanting them to peek again. Silence has that ACOG as well, looking for any potential damage in CCTV. We've seen Silence play that ACOG LMG very well, but they are generally pushing towards the east stairs side.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it does go down as Team 1 have taken quite a lot of damage so far. Iblax and Hogsod also finding fights here, as Iblax almost going to get picked here by Bullet. This is not looking good at all for Iblax right now. Still running out that finger buff as Hogsod does manage to shut him down. Beautiful bit of teamwork coming out there from Team 1. Do control east stairs now. That's Bullet gone down, so Ash and Jaeger already off the board yet again.
Yeah, look at the health there. They're going to have to do a reset on Iblax, which they are. Just going to get him back up to full health. A little bit of a surprise there. Whoa, there from Finker. But they're going for that reset. They're hoping now, obviously, Silence is not far away. And it wouldn't be out of character to go for an outside run. But luckily for Team 1, Silence is unaware that that has just played out as they start to stack up against office windows. They still have 2 minutes. Silence finds Hogsword at the top of East Stairs. It's going to move again. We've commented about how they get the frags and they move on. And that's exactly what they did there for Maestro.
Yeah, great wide peek there coming out from Silence. Does manage to find a very important kill onto Hogsword. That smokes off the board. That's definitely going to affect the late game push here, especially the fact that we do have... Oh, wow, that was not the plays. They just going to wide peek right onto 90. Ivat shuts him right on down and turns it into a 3v3. But as I said, smokes are down, so this is going to leave it really much all into the hands of Panico as he will put down his final smoke here. And they're going to desperately try and get open this Archives wall.
Yeah, they're using the smoke to just take care of those bandit charges. A C4 goes off, but it does not catch anyone now. But Thermite is free to open that wall, and there is a beautiful take against Silence. Iblax finds Nesk, and this is suddenly turned to a 3 versus 1.
Looking too good for PSK, and he will go down to the peak from Panico. Takes him down with a headshot. PSK goes down. Team 1 take round number 12 and take the series 2-0, successfully knocking Team Liquid out.
Wow, that was Team 1. That was their second half. They really came back into that from their defenses, and then from then on, they just kept rolling against the Liquid that really kind of struggled after their really strong opening.
Yeah, very strong opening indeed. Unfortunately, we'll say goodbye to Liquid for now. They will finish in the OGA Pit Latin America Season 2 with 4th place. They will go home with a prize this time, though.
That's good. They did much better than they did last time, obviously.
Yes, much better. So, little improvements here and there, but it looks like we're going to see Team 1 who do move into the losers finals. But I think we actually have to find someone to fight them.
Wherever are we going to do that?
Well, we are going to get in just a few moments to the upper bracket finals of FaZe Clan versus Ninjas in Pajamas. We're going to take about a 10-minute break before that happens. Stick around, we'll be right back.